I went to an Ohio State game with some buddies. And got tons of support.
Agree? Awesome, man.
I love that.
Have a good day. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah?
And right when I thought I was going to get more support, this happened.
Yeah?
My mom was alive because she had an abortion.
Your mom is alive because she had an abortion.
Very thankful she had the right to choose.
So she was about to die, and the doctors were like, you know what's going to solve this? Is killing the child right now. Because she's about to die.
Not a child.
How's it not a child?
If men had the right to choose, if men had babies, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, well, we were all in the womb. Do you believe like in the magical birth canal that like magically changes people into people or something?
How did you get your human rights? From the magical birth canal, of course.
If dudes could have kids, we wouldn't even be talking.
You'll have to give me a pass for being a little slow here.
What?
Oh, you don't like comrades?
How is that? How is that? We were all in the womb. We would still be talking about it if dudes could have kids. Because it's still wrong to kill an unborn innocent child. Right?
It's not a child.
It is a child. It's literally the definition of a child. Child means offspring. It's your offspring. Do you think it's a dog?
I'll keep fighting for my right for my daughter.
Do you think it's a dog?
I will keep fighting for my
right to do what? Right to do what?
Her body.
So, okay, here's the question.
Her body.
What's your favorite way of killing unborn children? Do you want to burn them alive with saline?
I don't want to kill. I'm not looking to kill any children.
It is. But that's exactly what it is. That's what the procedure is. You go in, you kill the child, and then you prevent a live birth.
I don't want somebody taking my right or my wife's right or my daughter's right away from me.
It's not a right.
It is a right.
No, it is not.
It certainly is.
Tell me, where does the right to kill an unborn child come from?
We vote
Justify
on
that.
our rights. I will vote very hard to stay alive so that I can make sure that my daughter has rights.
People voted that the whole of society at one point thought slavery was okay. Does that then make it okay? Because that's your logic that you just used.
That's not my logic.
Yes, it is.
I voted to change it.
It is. You said voting is what determines rights. And so if the societal consensus determines what's rights, then the societal consensus of slavery was okay according to you.
Your girlfriend, your daughter never has a difficult pregnancy.
That's right.
Same as the wife.
That's right. They're completely different, completely distinct person.
My mom was alive because of it.
That's like me stabbing you and killing you and then saying I'm alive because I killed you. That doesn't make any sense. You know? It's like me predicting that you're going to hit me right now and saying, hey, because I want to defend myself against you hitting me, I'm going to kill you. Like that doesn't, how does that make any sense?
I can't even vote in Texas, so.
I would just ask you to show me how your mom was saved. She was about to die on the operating table, and the doctors are like, hey, what's going to save this situation is by killing this unborn child.
You have yourself a wonderful day.
I already am. Just be nice if someone from your side was able to rationally explain the position. But they're not, because it's a completely indefensible position. You know that? Completely.
Matter of fact, I think I'm even going to send money.
Completely indefensible.
The next troll was masterfully done, and I did not see it coming at all.
You like it?
The sign.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding. Fuck you.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know why you think women have a right to kill an unborn child, ma'am.
I also meant some people who are clearly convicted by the message that we were sharing.
What do you ladies think? Do you
I think
have thoughts about
abortion is great. Sorry.
Why?
Because I had one and it was the best thing I ever did.
So, are you just saying that to sear your own conscience about the issue?
Yep.
So I'm just curious, what way did your unborn child die? Did you kill it with saline, or did you kill it with...
Football game, bro. I don't know what you're in for.
And I just want you to know that there is forgiveness for that.
I don't care what your opinion is.
It's not opinion.
With your sign.
It's a fact, man.
We're going to see a football game.
It's not an opinion.
Oh, wait!
I hope that you can find forgiveness, ma'am, for killing your unborn child.
Some people were receptive to the idea of equal protection and abolition.
I don't know what you mean by equal protection in multiple states.
Yeah, so what I mean by equal protection is the life in the womb would be treated exactly the same as the life outside of the womb. And where the pro-life industry disagrees with us is they say that a woman is a victim of abortion and she should never be punished, ever.
I'll say, so what you're saying is that the mother should be
treated like any other person who kills a human being.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so like taken to court and tried and everything. And they specifically carve out exceptions for mothers to have abortions up till birth with no...
Wouldn't that happen though if
no compromise.
abortion is illegal? Wouldn't that
What do you mean?
that the mother would be
punished?
Yeah.
No, well, in my opinion, yes, because that's what actually illegal means. It's like, it's criminal, but in their opinion, they want to make it illegal, but not make it criminal.
In whose opinion?
Pro-life industry.
I see.
So you can read a heartbeat bill. If you want to fact check, you can read a heartbeat bill. There's an exception for a mom all the way up till birth. You can read 70 pro-life organizations. You can type in 70 pro-life organizations. Wrote a letter to Louisiana. So 70 Louisiana, you'll find this letter, and they explicitly state what I just told you in that letter. So, and
I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's why I love the support from everybody out here. There's been a lot of support, and I'm just trying to talk to folks like you and say, like, this position is worth looking into, you know?
Gotcha.
Thanks, man.
We'll look into it.
Thank you.
And some people were on the fence about certain aspects of abolition.
Yeah.
Who are you with?
So I have my own organization. It's called Heritage Restored, and it's something I do on the side, and I try to talk to people. Children are a heritage from the Lord. Children are, that's where it comes from.
Okay, I didn't know if you were connected with Seth Gruber and his organization, or Abby. Abby. Can't remember Abby's last name.
Yeah, Abby Johnson.
Yeah.
So I'm actually an abolitionist, which means that I believe that we need to abolish it completely and without exception. And pro-lifers have actually opposed our bills in multiple states.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
The theory is you have to walk it forward, just like the opposition incrementally walked their plan towards us in small bits of it. It's tolerable. It's the Overton window strategy.
Yeah, I can understand that kinda. I do have disagreements with that, but what I will say is that they've made it clear that they don't support any criminal punishments for a woman who gets an abortion, and some women willfully choose to kill their unborn child, and we ought to bring justice,
Yeah.
And so them blanketly supporting no criminal punishments for women, I think that's wrong, and I don't think it's ever going to stop until we do that.
Well, like if you had a female version of the gentleman up was it Pennsylvania? He was put in jail.
New York, Manish Kumar Patel, is it?
Not him. This is a good fit. They made a movie about this, but this happened maybe 10, 15 years ago. There was a movie made about it. Can't remember the guy's name, but like he was storing remains in his basement. Like it was really bad.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Manish Kumar Patel actually tried to give his girlfriend a abortion pill mixed into water. He didn't even give it to her. He was charged in New York in 2007 for attempted murder.
Yeah.
Put in prison for 22 years.
Yeah. I think it's still considered manslaughter
if a man does it.
If someone is murdered who is pregnant, is counted as two.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And if men murder an unborn child, they can be prosecuted. The only carve out right now is for women in the law. So that's why, one of the reasons why I'm an abolitionist.
Yeah, you're seeking just continuity.
Yeah, like
continuity of our,
just consistency.
Yeah.
And so, and then, I don't know. I mean, I know you want to get to the game. I won't keep you for long or whatever. But
I was curious to see who you were connected to, because oftentimes people are like here because of.
Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you for the support.
Yeah. So. but
Yeah.
it takes a lot of courage to come to kind of ground zero and yell it.
Yeah. I've been doing it for, like, with the signs about a year, and I was going to Planned Parenthood for about 4 years. So it's been, like, I'm kind of used to it at this point. But yeah, and then as far as the incremental thing goes, like, I don't know if you know the verse in the Bible. It's from Isaiah 10, and it says, "Woe to those who write unjust laws that make the fatherless pray." And so that's one of the reasons why I look at these bills that say this person can die, and I say that's not a just law. So, like, I can't support things like heartbeat bills and things like that because
Compromise.
it's a compromise.
I understand. It's tough politically because you're working with an ambivalent culture that you're trying to persuade, and the opposition has this strategy down pat, and they're patient and they'll stay on it. So
I think it works for them. I think it works for them because compromise is evil, is what I would say, but it won't work for us because, well, what will happen? There will be incremental steps along the way. And I'm not saying that won't happen. But anyways, thanks for talking. If you need to get going, you need to get
It's good. I struggle with it too.
Okay.
I struggle with it too. I don't have a clean answer because I'm like, how do we get there? We have to work with an ambivalent population that votes it in. So it's tough. It's tough.
There's always going to be people who compromise. But just the biggest question is, what does God call us to?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Seth Gruber, he's modeling it right now. Right.
So.
If you haven't heard of him,
I have.
1916 Project.
Yeah. All right. Have a good day.
Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update as to how things are going, and also just talk to you a little bit about things that I have on my mind, and get that out there. So just to start off, if you're not aware, as far as Heritage Restored goes, I don't want it to make it seem like I'm doing everything, because there's tons of volunteers who go out and do these outreaches with us, and there has been tons of volunteers on the back end. If you've seen a thumbnail that looks amazing, it's because Brittany helped with that. If you saw a short in the early days of Heritage Restored, it was probably because Jeremy or Grant helped with that. And all of those people have been very, very kind and generous with their time. They've been able to offer a few hours a week, and it's been very, very helpful in alleviating some of the responsibilities that I have on my shoulders. Now, at this current time, I am doing pretty much everything on the back end myself. I am doing all the editing, doing all the posting, doing all the camera work and everything like that, as well as scheduling all the outreaches and scheduling the events and pulling people together, which takes time in and of itself on the administrative side of things. Now, that said, I don't say this to make you feel like super bad for me or whatever, just to let you know that this is taking about 20 to 30 hours a week for me. And that's in addition to the full-time job that I have to maintain during the day, as well as being the head of a household of 3 young children, and helping my wife out, who has some medical issues. And in addition to some other things that I'm trying to do, other projects, as you can kind of see behind me here. But that said, I could use help. I could use a partner, really, in this. And I want you to pray with me, if you could, that God would send the right person, someone who has a burden on their heart for this issue, that God just is continually poking them on it and just won't let them get away from it, that they know they have to do something about this, and they're willing to partner with me in this effort. So that person, it would be great if they could, put in 10, 15 hours a week in order to help with Heritage Restored. For those of you who aren't aware, this burden has been placed on my heart, and this work is going to continue And it's kind of been, my story's been a little bit like Jonah, where I see that I felt like I've been running away from this for many years. I had my first outreach experience about 12 years ago on this issue, and I just saw the massive amounts of apathy with Christians, because we went to a Christian concert. It was Winter Jam, and we held some signs, and we just wanted to talk to people about the issue of abortion and equal protection, abolition. And people were just so apathetic, so just did not care. And that's why our nation is doing so terribly right now. Leviticus says that if you turn your face away from what's happening, it's not just the person who commits child sacrifice that is culpable. It's also the people who turn their face away from what's going on and act like it's not going on. But we actually have a positive command there, and then in Proverbs to hold back those stumbling to the slaughter, and to protect the fatherless, to write laws that are just and protect the fatherless. So I've had this burden on my heart for many years, and I've been running from it for many years. But then 4 years ago, I got involved with Mill Outreach Ministry, and I knew it wasn't enough. And so Heritage Restored is really the step up from that. And I know that I will continue this, Lord willing, no matter what form it takes. But in order for this to go on long term, I really do need partners in this effort. Now, I do have some partners that are coming in, and they're going to help, and I'm excited for that help. The Sydney, Ohio team, so when you support me, you're not just supporting me, you're supporting the Sydney, Ohio team, who I have been able to buy some equipment for. They are buying some of their own equipment right now. But if I was able, I would love to purchase more equipment for them and let them use it basically to help create content for Heritage Restored. So that's one thing that you're supporting if you support me. And that's one thing that you should pray for. Pray for the Sydney team as they do outreaches in the Sydney, Dayton area, that they would just be able to convert pro-lifers to abolitionists, to follow God's word appropriately when it comes to these things, and pray that they would be able to share the gospel and convert non-Christians to Christians. So very thankful for them and the partnership that they will give. That said, I still, even with them helping out and gathering content, I still feel like I need someone who's willing to do work on the back end and help with editing. So your prayers are coveted on that, in that regard. Now, the other thing I'm going to plug really quick is the Patreon. Patreon has been a huge help in funding this effort. So if you've noticed, we've gone up to 2 cameras. I would love to increase that number because it's hard to take video of multiple people at once with just 2 cameras, and good video too, to provide good video that's going to reach far and wide on YouTube. So I would love to increase that. I would love to continue to increase quality all around, and even be able to do things, in the future, like afford, especially for special events where I'm going to talk to leaders, be able to afford to do things like pay a camera guy to hold the camera while me or Nick Callis or other people confront these leaders about their just inability to unwillingness really to enact justice, biblical justice, and defend the fatherless, the most innocent among us. So if you want to support monetarily, please consider joining the Patreon. We have many tiers. I do try to have videos released there early, although it does not always happen, just due to the timeline of things. Yeah, if you could pray for that, I would appreciate it. Pray for perseverance for me on in regards to YouTube, and pray that God would continue to sanctify me and sanctify the people on the team. Help us to sanctify the Lord in our hearts, and continue to work towards this good and godly goal that we're working on. So thanks so much. Just wanted to give you guys kind of an update as to where things are behind the scenes. So excited to keep on moving forward and see what God does with all the work that we're putting in.